Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we're going to be talking about the importance of the customer experience with a leading national expert. That's just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've been icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a
Company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, today we're talking about customer experience, and I'm a huge fan of this because I pay a lot of attention to, what is the customer experience when they come into Real News PR or they come into one of our studios? Is my team attentive? Are we making them feel like VIPs? And to talk about that today, a new friend, Valerie Vigil-Patmore, is a leading national expert. She's also the CEO and Idea Maven for CX100. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here. I appreciate it.
Well, I think really what separates one company from another these days is customer experience. We've all, I think, become spoiled as Americans. We just want to feel special. I feel like everybody's wearing the same t-shirt. It says, "Make me feel special." Tell us more about CX100.
At CX100, that is exactly what we think. We agree. Right? So our job is to work with companies, large and small, to help them figure out the best customer journey for their customers. How at every touch point in their experience with their product, they're able to optimize on that opportunity and make their customer feel special and really kind of deliver on the expectations that companies like Amazon
fans, COVID-19 hit and everybody's ordering on Amazon, and Amazon just went like this, didn't they? What is it about that everybody can learn from?
Well, first of all, with COVID-19, what people experienced was an immediate need to shift to online buying. There was a bit of a gradual move towards that, but this was one day you're buying everything online. With that, we had the expectation that Amazon has provided, and that is to be able to get online, have a seamless experience, doesn't have to be pretty necessarily, get any product we're looking for, be able to buy it quickly, easily, sometimes with one button, one touch, one click, and have that delivered. We want to know what's happening, where the product is at. Is it on its way? Is it delayed? Is it coming? Has it been delivered? Can we maybe get a picture of it on our doorstep so that we're assured that it was there? And that's become the experience. Now, to take that a step further, that's what we call a B2C or a business to consumer experience. Because of that experience and the level of, or saturation, I guess I should say, in the market of that experience, B2B customers now have that same level of expectation. They don't want to, fill out a form or fax or scan or email an order. They want to be able to pull up a website on their phone, on their iPad, on their PC, and order from a dealer or distributor those items that they need to service their customers. And they want it to feel seamless. They want it to be instant, and they want to know where their product is every step of the way. So that's really what our goal is. And to do that, we have to not only be able to implement or integrate those types of solutions into organizations, we have to be able to help them strategize. And that's really kind of where we hope to set ourselves apart.
You and I were talking before the show about, if you went to go buy a refrigerator, there is an experience. There's an expectation. You may have shopped online before you walked in the store. Tell that story.
Well, the main thing about that story is that the decision for the particular refrigerator was probably made prior to going into the store. I've done my homework on the type of refrigerator I want, on the features and functionality that it has. But besides that, I want to know what other people think of it. I want to be able to read ratings and reviews. I want to know what the community thinks about this. I want to know what fixing it is like and supporting that appliance moving forward, because it's a big investment for most families. So when I go into the store, I have all of those things in my mind, but then I'm met with an actual person in a brick and mortar environment. That person comes into play in terms of my experience, not only with that refrigerator, but with that vendor, And then I have the opportunity following that to give my own ratings and reviews, to comment on things like delivery and things like that. All of those feed into the broader customer experience, if you will. So the goal is to create a strategy where we know every touch point that a customer has with our product in our company, or your product in your company. And then we want to optimize on those opportunities so that we've turned what we call an unknown customer into an advocate. So there's a process to that, and we call that customer journey mapping. And that's one of the ways that we hope to set ourselves apart from the rest of the customer experience organizations out there. We want to start before decisions are being made. We want to come in and help advise our customers as to what they need and how best to optimize on those opportunities. It's kind of important.
Yes, and you've got a very active blog we're going to put up on the screen at one of the more recent blogs, The Power of Human Connection. What is that all about?
Well, it goes a lot back to what I talked about, right? COVID brought to mind that we were disconnected physically from each other. So how could we connect with one another through customer experiences, through technology? And that's really kind of what we want to focus on. We want to make each one of those connections memorable. We want to make sure that a company understands that a customer now has expectations. And those expectations often are based on what their competition is doing. Once Amazon created the experience they did, we had the expectation of the Amazon experience everywhere else we go. So we're all kind of on a mission to make that as close to that as possible. I say, why not make it different? Why not make it better? Why not make it unique to your industry, to your product? And customers respond to that. There's the old adage, people don't forget what you say, they don't forget what you do, but they do forget, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So we want to make sure that people understand they can make their customers feel good through these experiences.
Yes. Talk about balancing technology with just real life humans, because I've had this experience, and you have too, where maybe you have an issue you're trying to deal with a company, and now you're in this phone tree and you're punching 1 and 2. I mean, how do you balance it?
Very important, very important. A lot of what we do is go in and look at those situations and break them down with organizations. And we might go through a process where a customer would be creating a ticket or issuing some sort of problem or need a repair. And we walk through what that process might be like and how we can optimize it. 10 years ago, that IVR phone system, press 1 for this, 2 for that, was really the industry standard. Today, people want to talk to someone. They want to talk to someone that can help them, and they want to do it quickly. So we do have that human connection that we have to pay very close attention to, because it's tantamount to a lot else. We also, though, have been able to take that human connection and make it more efficient, using things like chat functionality. And let's say, for example, someone can go onto that refrigerator website that we bought and create a ticket or go to a frequently asked questions site without dealing with a human at all. Because believe it or not, there are people out there that don't want to hold, that don't want to talk. They just want to take care of their problem. So we've got to be able to address all of those various different needs that a customer might have, maybe with one company for one product.
So we've only got a couple minutes left, and I want to give you a chance to get all your points out. If a CEO is watching this right now and they're saying to themselves, well, I don't know how important this is. Customer experience is all important, isn't it?
It's everything. It really is. And I also think if you're a CEO and you're watching this, the reality is we're all, in terms of our organizations, on a pathway to what people call digital transformation. We're all on the pathway to meet our customers' expectations in terms of how we deal with them and how our product is presented to them and touches them. What we want to talk about is not necessarily that transformation itself, but maybe the transition to that transformation. I'd love to sit down with that CEO that doesn't think it's important and talk to him about the facts and figures first. But moreover, I'd love to understand what he understands. It would probably surprise him to find out that there are areas of opportunity that we could be capitalizing on together so that customer becomes not just a customer. That's really the goal.
Wow, you've been a great guest. We're going to have you back again soon. We're going to end with your website at cx100.com. Valerie, thank you so much for coming on the show.
It has been my pleasure.
You bet. And
Thank
that's
you.
it for now. We'll see you next time.